Now WebbJP gets a chance to say, okay, you got me there. Now do it in a best of 5. You don't have to take 2 games from me. No. You got to take 3.
WebbJP is a very momentum-based player.
Yeah.
Once he starts going, that's where he really turns it on. That's where he really, he'll start to land all these crazy punishes that, constantly get clipped on Twitter and on Twitch and whatnot that you see from this man. It's gonna be on LemonTea to really build that wall and make sure that doesn't happen in the first place. To play around what Lucas can do, like LemonTea did in that last game, what with all these hitboxes that'll beat out, most of Lucas's options regardless, to really make it hard for WebbJP to approach. If he does the same thing that he did in winter semifinals, then I honestly think LemonTea should be golden. Because Wolf is definitely a better character than Lucas. He has the stuff to be able to really keep Lucas out. He's got the options to really force Lucas to be the one to approach him, which is what Lucas definitely sucks at. He can tier list him if he chooses to. The question is, if he messes up once, like you see him already did, that's where the giant, insane punishes of WebbJP come out in full force. It's going to be so much harder for a character like Lucas to really break that zone that Wolf can create, rather than the other way around, I should say. That being said, WebbJP knows how to do that better than almost any other Lucas on the planet, so it could absolutely be anybody's game. This is still just the first game of a best of 5 set, so a lot of bridges that we're going to have to cross when we inevitably come to them. But if if LemonTea is that up throw takes the stock, with the confidence as well. Never mind. I was gonna say if LemonTea does what he did in winter semis,
do not
should be
bring
good,
your B game, says WebbJP. He'll accept nothing less than the best from one of New Jersey's finest. But WebbJP looking to establish themselves in that echelon as well. Down smash is going to take it. Beautiful stuff. And the Howl, the Wolf Pack in full force here in Losers Final. Winner goes on, loser gets out. The stakes never been more clear, especially for these 2 competitors.
Wolf definitely howling to his friends in that Nat Geo documentary I watched the other day. Beautiful stuff, my friend. That bait was insane. 3 down tilts by the ledge, just spamming it right there in a neutral getup, and then just doing a down smash. It's like I said, man. The higher the level, the better the occasional scrub options work.
No, I agree 100%. It's amazing because I actually saw that image macro the other day where it's you got the 2 handshaking and it has like new Marth players and expert Marth players, and in the middle it's just spamming F smash. It's wild how that works.
That might have been in reference to Melee if we were talking about Marth right there in terms of spamming F smash, but I don't know. Either way,
you can't tell me it's not ultimate though. At least in terms of Wi-Fi, from what I've seen, but
maybe.
Yeah, maybe I just come across a more degenerate set than most people. Who knows? But
maybe it's Maybelline.
Is that how we're going to end that conversation? Okay. PK Fires trying to be established by WebbJP gets LemonTea off of the stage, sitting at 158%. The Wolf Flash right to the face, showing no fear whatsoever, is LemonTea. And you kind of have to approach here, but at the same time, WebbJP has so many options to keep you away, and you can't get much further than in the blast zone. That's exactly where LemonTea wound up in. Down 1 stock and trying to lap the field is WebbJP right now.
Yeah, that corner pressure was definitely something else to say the least. Fast falling right there, getting that final hit of the dare on the grounded spike, making sure there's nothing LemonTea can do about that. Seeing how much damage he can potentially tack onto his final stock here before WebbJP has to, if he does have to, give up one of his own right here. He's at 126 on his second one. Pretty position to be in right now. He's going to F-tilt him off. Completely safe on block PK Fire right there. And then the WebbJP Classic, not going to do it, though. Got the little sparks out that time, but nothing doing. Second time's the charm, though, by the ledge right there. Forward tilt. Another move, nice and safe on block. I think, at least in terms of that spacing, that's going to be WebbJP. Solid knowledge of his character, man, of what's safe on block, depending on how he spaces it on shield and what isn't. That's going to be Webb taking the first game over LemonTea right there. Lucas versus Wolf, losers finals.
Yeah, that was pretty convincing, I gotta say. So I'm not gonna knock LemonTea for really anything, but it makes you wonder. WebbJP came back with a 2-stock victory after losing that set 2-1 perhaps a statement in mind from our young intrepid Lucas Main. However, LemonTea will have to say something of his own if he wishes to stay into this bracket. We are getting that run back. LemonTea says, "We go again." And WebbJP saying, "Bring it on." That gauntlet was thrown rather early. Those first stocks told you everything that you needed to know. Like, immediately you get the kill, immediately they taunt right back. They are playing and going at each other's throats. This is aggression at its most refined in Tunis, and I gotta say, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far.
Oh, yeah. I definitely love to see it, man. Both these players can definitely be very aggressive. WebbJP is as... Oh, was that uppy? Not at a good angle right there. Gets caught underneath the stage, I think, trying to avoid the PK Thunder 1. Making sure he wouldn't get stage spiked. Tried to go for a crazy angle right there underneath Pokemon Stadium 2, and that's going to be LemonTea's first stock. But yeah, like you were saying, in terms of the aggression, both these players, it's one thing. I mean, LemonTea can turn it on, turn it off whenever he has to. Same for WebbJP, but the thing with Webb, the thing that gets him all these Twitch and Twitter clips, the reason he is known as one of the best Lucases now, besides just his results, is his flashiness. He's just, you know, this guy, like... You get a punish, it's not only, you know, a matter of giving an inch and taking a mile. He's going to do it in just about the most stylish way he possibly can with those down air chases into back airs and falling nairs, regrabs, all that good stuff that you love to see here in the great game of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But situation is reset immediately, and there's one. Let's reset this again. Beautiful jab block out of the weak hit of the forward air custom combos. Show the announcer, my goodness!
River dancing on these fools. WebbJP putting on the tap shoes. Could be dancing their way into grand finals.
Bro, those lessons paid off.
Absolutely. I don't know what Lucas
he was so mad at his mom, you know, for dragging him to those every single week. But my God,
yeah,
he'd be thanking his mom now if he could.
The educated feet of Lucas doing work on LemonTea, and now this Wolf down to its final stock in game number 2. Not the position that LemonTea foresaw themselves in at all. However, the button's working out. See, that check-in on the PK freeze the first time, but second time's a Charmin! LemonTea, oh no!
And let me tell you why.
Striking.
And let me tell you why that
By all means, Nintunis, take us through it.
I'm just gonna say, when you are immobilized in any position in this game, whether it is you're stuck in a barrow, you're stuck in a berry, I should say, you're stuck in a grab, or in this case, frozen, what you're looking at right now, this is why you mash out with the stick instead of the buttons. Because when you do that, you run the risk of not being able to stop in time, and then just mashing an unsafe option immediately out of that. Sometimes you'll air dodge off stage when you don't have a jump by accident. You'll press a button that makes a move come out that's just way too laggy. It's all sorts of bad stuff, man, will come out of that. With the stick, the thing with the stick is that when rotating it, each individual corner of the control stick counts as a separate input.
Yep.
So that is why mashing out with the stick can be just as optimal as mashing out with the buttons, because you can get as many inputs out just as fast, especially if you have a fast left hand. But more than anything, you don't run the risk of buttering a bad option immediately out of your immobilized state right there. And that is why you don't do that. That is why what just happened to LemonTea just happened.
Yeah, unfortunate stuff. I mean, sometimes you really do just need those inputs. You need to be as quick on the draw as you possibly can, but that is just unfortunate stuff that we saw from the man, LemonTea. So now going to have to try to find their way back into this thing. Has a numerical advantage and reads the neutral getup with the F smash. LemonTea not giving up just yet.
And I'll remind you guys, these tournaments get paid out now. These guys are fighting for a little more money in their pockets.
Yep. That's right. But WebbJP is certainly keeping that in mind as well, neutralizing that lead down to almost nothing. PK Fire will connect, and yeah, all it takes is a PK Fire and a neutral air, and all of a sudden WebbJP has just killed off whatever hope that you had to have a lead going into perhaps the second half of this game number 3. So LemonTea here does have a path to victory, but WebbJP does so much so well. I mean, it might just... Is it really just as simple as tightening up the offense in Tunist, or does he have to make a fundamental shift in his game plan?
In terms of who? Webb, you said, or LemonTea?
LemonTea.
Oh, no. It's not even in terms of turning up the offense. It's in terms of turning up any semblance of safe offense. You see him, he pressed 2 buttons in front of Lucas right there, who was facing the other direction. He still got grabbed and then got up thrown and kill thrown, man. That's the thing, man. Lucas, much like Zelda, he's kind of an anti-mash character. You press too many buttons in this kid's face, he's just gonna give you so much in retaliation for it. I mentioned, you know, how Lucas is so bad at approaching himself, but he is just as bad at approaching as he is good at negating bad approaches. Lucas loves mashers, man, because he can counter mash on them so much easier, man. If that aggression isn't calculated as that up smash takes the stock, you're gonna have a very, very bad time against Lucas, man. You can't just spam whatever your good frame data is in this character's face and expect to get away with it most of the time, unless you got a pretty good solid disjoint, which for the most part, you know, Wolf doesn't have in Park Swords. He's got disjoints or, you know, some minor ones, but nothing like you'll see on a character like Lucina or Shulk or whatever, who just effortlessly keep a character like Lucas at bay. That's not what we got going on here. So, you know, in terms of giving you a short answer, as that forward tilt takes the stock and the set, no, you need calculated aggression to deal with a character like Lucas and to deal with one as good as WebbJP, not just in terms of mixing up your aggression. There's multiple things that you need right there. You can kind of just mix it up from time to time if your character's good enough to be able to do that, but the fact of the matter is, it's about change, and it's about not even just change, it's about forcing your advantage state. Lucas really, he falters when he's the one who's not only down in stocks, but when he's the one in disadvantage state. You do nothing but force your neutral, you force your advantage state in your neutral against Lucas. You're the one who just plays a solid grounded game when you're the one who doesn't have to approach and then negate his bad approaches. That is where you really thrive to fight Lucas, man. Not by counter mashing. You can't counter mash the counter masher character, much in the same way you can't bullshit a bullshitter, buddy. You just can't. That's what they tell you, and that's pretty much the same thing when it comes to Lucas. Yeah. A bullshitter. Can't bullshit a bullshitter, my guy.
There's truth to those axioms, for sure, and definitely truth to the statement that Lucas, proven to be one of the more interesting characters that we see online, and certainly one of the most dangerous, especially when it is put into the hands of one WebbJP, who moves on by a score of 3-0. Convincing win to counteract and easily get revenge upon LemonTea for the 2-1 victory from LemonTea in winners semifinals. So it's